Hi friends, and welcome to another Chanel Makeup Masterclass. In today's video, I'm going to be creating the Chanel Girl makeup look, and this is going to be the easiest Chanel makeup tutorial. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I love Chanel makeup, and for more than 10 years I tried everything from Chanel beauty, makeup, fragrances, skincare, and that's why I feel confident to talk about the brand. I buy all of the products that you see with my own money. I never received anything from Chanel, and that's why I love here to share with you my honest opinion on Chanel beauty and on luxury beauty as a whole. If that sounds interesting, please make sure to subscribe. I would love to welcome you here, and if you're returning, welcome back, beautiful friends. So today's makeup tutorial is going to be quite easy. I'm just going to take my hair back so that we can start. This is going to be a very simple and quick makeup tutorial that is suitable for beginners. We're going to start by moisturizing my skin. I'm going to be using Chanel's Hydro Beauty Micro Serum. This serum is suitable for absolutely all ages, and it's perfect for makeup application. It just adds hydration to the skin, and it's a very nice makeup base. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one all over my face. I really like the Hydro Beauty Micro Serum from Chanel. It's one of my favorite products. I have been using it since my 20s, and it's still one of my favorite products for daytime because makeup applies beautifully on top. It gives an instant nice glow on my skin. And I'm going to be skipping all kinds of complicated skincare routine. We're going to leave the skincare routine, the full complex skincare routine, for the evenings, and for the morning we're just going to keep it simple. For the under eye area, I'm going to be using the Hydro Beauty Micro Cream. This one has an interesting consistency, and this step is going to be optional. You can use your own skincare products. The whole idea here is to apply something that is very lightweight so that we don't have to wait, and so that we don't have to spend time waiting for the products to soak into the skin, but we can go ahead and create a really quick makeup look. This is the best way to create actually a quick makeup look. Just pick one serum or face cream that is quite basic and that works with makeup. The Hydro Beauty Serum is excellent. Sometimes I would use it also under my eyes. But keep in mind that this one has a fragrance. So for those of you who are sensitive to fragrance skincare, just to let you know, this one contains fragrance. Next, I'm going to be using a little bit of the Hydro Beauty Balm on my lips. And this is one of the best products for this time of the year. I really love it. Next, we're moving on to my favorite Water Fresh tint from Chanel. And this one is my favorite complexion product of all times. These two are a dream team. It's like they are made to work together, and that's why they complete each other so well. This one is quite moisturizing, so if you're using the Water Fresh tint from Chanel, you have to consider that this one is actually a product that is 70% water-based, which means that it's going to add a lot of hydration to the skin without making it oily. And I really like how it combines with the Hydro Beauty Micro Serum. I think that these two were just made to work together so beautifully. I have to mix two colors to get my exact shade. So I'm using light and medium light, and I'm using the brush that comes inside. So I'm going to take one pump from light and then half a pump from medium light, and I'm going to mix the two colors on the back of my hand. And I'm going to be applying this all over my face and also under the eyes. Now, the best thing about this product is that you can actually apply this one under the eyes, and it's never going to look cakey because it is a water-based product. So it somehow never emphasizes pores or fine lines or wrinkles under the eyes or creepy skin under the eyes. It's like a dream product for the under eye area. And you can apply a second layer if you want to. You can build this up. I may have to apply just a little bit more of medium light actually, because I think that I almost didn't get from medium light and it looks a little bit pale, but we're gonna fix that now. This product is buildable, but if you like glowy finish and lightweight coverage, you should definitely try this one. And this is what we have before the powder. Next, I'm going to set my face using the new Chanel loose powder. This is the travel size powder, which in my opinion is more finely milled compared to the regular size powder of Chanel. So I'm using a damp sponge, and I'm going to take the excess on the back of my hand and use a small amount to set the center of my face. This powder helps to erase pores and imperfections in a beautiful way. I personally like it better than the regular size powder just because I think that this one is more finely milled, and that's why creates a more airbrushed effect, which you might notice if you have texture on the skin or dilated pores. You are probably going to notice the difference between the regular size powder and this new travel size powder. I prefer the travel size powder for its smoothing quality. So I'm going to use a small amount only on the parts of my face that I want to airbrush and create like a filter on the face. And I think that you can see that right away, that my skin becomes a lot more filtered. I think that you can see right away that the pores disappeared and my skin looks a lot more airbrushed compared to before. And I'm not applying the powder all over my face. I'm just using it to like a filter to airbrush some parts of my face, like here in the center of the face, on the chin, and in the middle of the forehead. These are the parts where I might have some dilated pores, and I'm going to leave the rest of my face glowy. For my cheeks, I'm going to be using Chanel's Joue Contraste Intense in Rose Radiant, and this is a beautiful color for the winter months, I think. So I'm going to use a small amount, and then probably I'm going to add more. Eyes are going to be very simple, but beforehand I want to apply a little bit of loose powder on the eyelids just to make sure that the colors are going to blend more evenly. And I'm usually going to use a little bit of my foundation at the end from what's left on the brush on the eyelids, just to even out the skin tone. You can use a dedicated eye primer if you want to. I personally don't need it. But I'm usually going to use the foundation that I'm using or a little bit of concealer. And then for eyes, I'm going to be using Chanel's Les Quatre Ombres Boutons. I'm going to be mixing these two colors on a bigger fluffy brush, mixing those two colors together, and then take it on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to apply this as a light wash of color onto my eyelids. And the whole purpose here is that it only takes a second, but I just want to make sure that my eyelids are not going to be too pale, because the effect is not going to be beautiful. It only takes a second to apply a light wash of color. For my lips, the Hydro Beauty balm that I had on my lips has already soaked into my lips. If you feel like your lips have moisture, make sure to remove it with a tissue. And then I'm taking a small amount of foundation. I'm using the Numéro 1 de Chanel foundation. You can use any other foundation that you have, a classic foundation, or you can even use the Water Fresh tint if you want to. And I'm just going to apply a small amount on the edges of my lips. And then I'm using the beauty sponge to press the product into the lips. You don't want to have a lot of foundation on the lips because they are going to end up looking dry. You just want the smallest amount on the top of the lips and not on the actual lips, but right here in the beginning. You just want to have a little bit of foundation because we're going to apply lip liner. I'm going to be using Chanel's lip liner in the shade 164, and this is my favorite color. You can see here the way it looks. You can even wear this one all over the lips and apply a little bit of lip gloss. This one is very versatile. It's beautiful color. And I'm going to use this color not like a classic lip liner, but just slightly to map out the shape of my lips and to cheat a little bit. But I'm going to cheat very subtle and create the contours of my lips. Once I created this soft line, I'm going to be using the other side of the lip liner, and this one has a brush. So I'm going to be using the brush to diffuse the line And I'm taking basically the color from the line of my lips and I'm dragging it down onto my lips. So that's all that I'm doing. And this brush actually, you can do this if you want with a fingertip, but I find that with a fingertip it always drags the skin on the lips, whereas with the lip brush it's always going to be a lot more gentle and a lot more forgiving to the skin. So you want to be gentle. And so this is what we have once I'm done with the smudging of the lip liner. Now I'm going to use a statement lip color. You can leave it just like that and apply a little bit of lip gloss or a paler lip color. It's all up to you. But what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to use one of the most beautiful Chanel lip colors, and this one is going to be a Rouge Allure Velvet in Magnetique. This one is 46. And it's a beautiful bright fuchsia color. Now I don't want to wear such a bright fuchsia color. I want to make the look a lot more wearable. That's why I used this color of the lip liner. Now I'm going to apply the color lightly onto my lips. I'm just going to dab the color onto the lips. I don't want to swipe because I'm going to get too much color. I'm just going to dab the color. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have thin layers on the lips, because this one is going to last much longer and it's going to look a lot more beautiful in real life. If I swipe, I'm going to get a lot of product all at once and it's not going to look as natural. And we want to create this very effortless Chanel girl makeup look. Okay, once I've applied the color roughly onto the lips, I'm going to take again the lip liner and the lip brush. So I'm taking the color on the lip brush and I'm just going to fill in the gaps and correct the shape of my lips once again. And by applying the color with the lip brush here, again, I'm not going to apply too much color. The color is going to be quite thin. I'm not going to have a lot of product on the lips, which is going to look very flattering in real life. We have one more step here. I'm going to take Chanel's Rouge Coco Gloss in the color 106. This is one of my favorite sparkly colors. I'm going to take a little bit of the lip gloss on the back of my hand. It's a beautiful sparkly shade that you can wear on its own, but I'm going to use it to bring life to the lip color. Again, I'm going to be using the lip brush that comes on the lip liner. This lip brush comes very handy, and I'm going to add just a little bit onto the center of my lips, because if I apply too much, it is going to start to bleed, or my hair might stick to my lips and it's not going to be comfortable, especially now in the winter time. I just want to bring a little bit of additional volume and moisture to my lips to make it more comfortable and more beautiful and more plump. So I'm using a small amount here. Okay friends, and this is going to be my winning lip combo from Chanel that works on, I think it works on everyone because the colors are just so universally flattering. This color looks classic and youthful at the same time. It looks quite effortless and it doesn't require a perfect face. It drags the attention to the lips, so even if your face is not completely perfect, even if you have some imperfections, it creates this very effortless and youthful look. So go ahead and try this lip combo and let me know how you like it. I have created it for myself, but I found out that it actually works on a lot of different people because I've shared this with a lot of friends, and it's also office friendly, this kind of lipstick. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and I'm going to apply mascara. If you want, you can skip the mascara and just add a little bit more blush. Now here, if you want, you can apply a little bit of your lip color on the cheeks as well. You can use a brush to take the color and then diffuse it on the cheeks, or just do it with fingers, but just make sure to blend it well because this is the Rouge Allure Velvet line, so it is a little bit harder to blend. Just keep that in mind. So always take it on the back of your hand first and rub the color between your fingers. I am going to be using the oversized Healthy Glow powder from Chanel. This one is my favorite, and I'm going to dip between the bronzer and the blush. Take it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to emphasize a little bit more the blush on my cheeks. And also I'm going to apply lightly onto my nose. And maybe just a touch more of Rose Radiant right in the center of my cheeks. And this one actually works like a 2-in-1, like a very sophisticated highlighter. It doesn't have shimmery particles, but it catches the light beautifully, as you can see. And this is very office friendly. Okay, next I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Okay friends, so I just curled my lashes and then I'm going to apply mascara. I'm going to use Le Volume de Chanel, and I don't want to apply too much. I want to keep my lashes more natural. Sometimes I'm going to skip the mascara even if I'm in a hurry. Now the mascara is going to be completely optional and all up to you. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'm not even going to use mascara because this lip combination is so youthful and beautiful. It drags the attention, so you don't even have to use mascara. What I will not skip is apply a light wash of color on the eyelids, because when you're using foundation, it's good to use something on the eyelids as well. Otherwise, if you only apply foundation all over the face and you don't apply any product on the eyelids, they might end up looking a little bit dark, and they are going to look uneven. Some capillaries might be seen on the eyelids, and this is never flattering. That's why I'm always going to apply a little bit of foundation or a little bit of concealer on the eyelids, just to hide any imperfections and to make the whole look and to make the eyes look and appear more youthful. However, when you apply foundation, concealer, or anything on the eyelids, they tend to become quite light, and this is not flattering. That's why you need a light wash of color, as I did on the eyelid. It just takes like a couple of seconds, probably takes around 10 seconds to apply a light wash of color on the eyelids, but it looks a lot more flattering and a lot more natural and beautiful. Okay, so let me go ahead and take my hair down. I always feel somehow more comfortable with my hair down. My final touch is going to be a spritz of my favorite perfume, and this one is going to be Chance Eau Tendre Eau de Parfum. I prefer the Eau de Parfum version because it's more rosy. A lot of people are going to prefer the Eau de Toilette. The main difference between the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum is the rose note. I personally love rose, and this has been my favorite Chanel fragrance for so many years. Probably this is my number one or this is in my top 3 Chanel perfumes. I always have this one. I know that there's always a huge debate among Chanel's lovers, so I would love to know which one is your favorite. And this is going to be my finished look. This is my version of the Chanel Girl makeup look. Let me know what you think. I think that it's very easy. Anyone can create it. It's seasonless and it's ageless. Anyone can wear it and you can create it in less than 10 minutes. So that was all for today's video. Let me know if you try this makeup look and how you like it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!